new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
I've been in this library for 6 hours. I'm out of snacks and energy. Plus, I just realized I forgot to put deodorant on.
Oh, girl, you're a mess. Let's run to Target.
Let's RTT.
We'll grab some protein chips, body spray, and deodorant.
And we get 20% off with Target Circle, so we can get those great face masks for our self-care Sundays.
I love an SCS.
Let's get out of here.
College students get 20% off their next purchase with Target Circle. Subject to terms. Visit target.com/circle for more details.
There is no hood like parenthood. Hi, I'm Kanika Chadda Gupta. I'm a former CNN journalist, mom of 3, including twins, and host of That's Total Mom Sense, the podcast. Now, if I had $1 every time I heard, gee, you have your hands full. On my show, I interview change makers on their life lessons, legacy, and superpower of intuition, which I call our Mom Sense and Dad Sense. I've had the privilege of working with Mom 2.0, March of Dimes, and the White House, and have had some pretty amazing parents on my show.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kelly Rowland.
Hi, this is Chelsea Clinton. It's me, Bobby Brown. Can't wait to share my story.
That's Total Mom Sense is a production of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube so you never miss an episode. To join my tribe, visit that'stotalmomsense.com and follow me on Instagram at Kanika Chadda Gupta. Now let's dive in to today's episode. As parents who want to stick to our kids' routines, you know bath time is most important and it shouldn't be a struggle. That's why I love Dabble and Dollop. They've created clean, thoughtfully formulated bath products that double as sensory play so our kids are engaged, creative, and actually excited to get in the water. Through the Mom 2.0 community, I got to know founder Stephanie Leshny, a natural ingredients expert, and her business partner, Tyler Leshny, who brought the brand to life. We bonded over being parents of 3, including twins. The Dabble and Dollop baby line is perfect for infants and newborns, and my soon-to-be tween daughter loves mixing her 3-in-1 scented bath products and bath bombs. I can rest easy knowing that the ingredients are non-toxic and hypoallergenic, and the brand has won awards by Good Housekeeping, Parents.com, and Babylist. It's also certified clean by Target, EWG, and vegan-friendly. Bestsellers include the Fresh Fruit Bath Bombs, Lullaby Lather Hair and Body Wash, and scents in coconut, honeydew, and tangerine. You can shop at Dabble and Dollop and use my code MOMSENSE to receive 15% off your order. Visit dabbleanddollop.com and use the code MOMSENSE, MOMSENSE, for 15% off. Trust me, this is one of those small changes that makes a big difference in your routine. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to That's Total Mom Sense with me, Kanika. I am so thrilled for this special episode because it's with someone who's become a fast friend, and it's just kismet that we met. She is none other than Koel Purie Rinchet. She's an award-winning actor, writer, producer, and playwright whose work spans films, television, and theater across the globe. Trained at RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, she has starred in international and Bollywood productions and hosted the acclaimed show On the Couch with Koel, which I remember vividly. Her latest creative evolution is the satirical comedy Mummy's Dead, Long Live Mummy, a deeply personal exploration of motherhood that premiered in Paris and is touring internationally.
There's 2 sides to everything. I was not smoking. I was getting high.
Koel, welcome to That's Total Mom Sense.
Thank you, Kanika, and thank you for this amazing introduction. You know, I just want to say that as women, we sometimes forget all the things that we have achieved. We kind of go, oh, we're not doing anything. What am I doing? My life is over. I'm nothing.
Right.
And then suddenly you have someone introduce you like this, and you're like, oh, yeah, I did do that. Yes, I did do that too.
Yes, yes,
Never mind.
yes. And I completely agree. And I feel like you and I have bonded so instantaneously. Like we have this podcast, but we also need to just roll a J, have some wine, and have a real gab because you are a real baddie. And I'm excited for our friendship and everyone to get to know you through the show. So take us back to those early years. We want to get to know the young Koel who grew up in Delhi.
So, yeah, I'm born and brought up in Delhi, but Delhi is now not the Delhi that I grew up in. It was a village back then, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Literally, Greater Kailash was a jungle. Now it's a jungle, right? And I have to say, when I look back and, I have a therapist and I have a life coach and they make me look back but I don't have any trauma. Like I had an idyllic childhood. I really did. So I don't know why I'm so messed up. I mean, I can't blame it.
No.
I had a very good life. I had very supportive parents. I had a great group of friends. I was a popular kid. We just had so much fun. We did all these crazy things. But at 17, I left home to go to the UK to study. And that, in spite of coming from Delhi and coming from a well-traveled family and, reading and all those things, was a boom culture shock. It's like, what is this place? Like, living there and holidaying in the UK were two absolutely different things. And that's where I think I really began to come into who am I? What am I? What does it mean to be Koel? And to unpack myself in a sense.
Yes, yes. And, being the middle child, I feel like you had to navigate that even more, like find your place in the world. Hannah?
Always. The middle children, and also because my sister is a super achiever and she's always been that, and my brother is a boy. And even though, whatever, we're a modern family, but a Punjabi mom is always going to, I don't that sentence.
Laad to karegi, yeah, with him.
Mera bacha, mera sona, to fine. Yeah. In fact, my grandmother once said to me, she goes, and I can't speak her Punjabi, but she said it in Punjabi. She said, Choti, my name is Choti. She said, Kali ko to sab pyar karte hain, wo to sabse pehli thi. And Ankur to ladka hai. तेरा कुछ भी नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होता, मैं तुझसे प्यार करती हूँ. I was like, oh my God, till this point I never felt unloved.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Vivi. Thank you so much. I think, yes, some of my attention-seeking desire or need has come from being a middle child, 100%. No regrets about that. I'm so happy being the attention seeker.
Yes. No, I love that for you. And that's what led into, this creative career that you cultivated. So tell us about that arc, because it actually started with you wanting to go into broadcast journalism. And, we bonded about this because it's my line of work and you can do it just so seamlessly well. But it was always the acting and the storytelling and the writing for you. But take us through that circuitous journey.
It was actually being in front of the camera. I came back from university, and because of the family I come from, they're a bit of intellectuals and whatever. And at that time, if you wanted to be an actor, Bollywood was just so looked down upon and such a dirty place and a dirty word. Not them, but I didn't allow myself the dream of wanting to be an actor. And because I was also academically inclined, I was like, okay, I got this. What can I do that sort of blends both worlds together? I'm going to do broadcasting journalism. And I went and met the Alva brothers, who were the only ones in Delhi at that moment who were kind of doing interesting new television stuff for not only Doordarshan, that gives my age away, right? Doordarshan, but Star Plus had just come in. What was it? Whatever it was called in those days. Was it still called Star Plus?
Yes, Star Plus. It was a phenomenon when we went from 2 channels to 100.
Right? Like it had just come in. And so he looked at me and he said, let's try you on camera, right? And I only went to him for a consult. And, he tried me on camera, and I always acted, and I did theater and stuff, so I was fine and it was good. And he said, okay, go on this shoot, you'll do behind the camera and in front of the camera, and then you can decide what part of broadcasting journalism you want to do. Of course, later it came to me that his anchor had cancelled last minute and all their shoot was completely booked, and I happened to be in the right place at the right time. And so, and once I this shoot, and I think it was Uttarakhand somewhere. I don't know. It was I can't even remember where it was, but it was like a 10-day long, hardcore, pneumatic tapes, big cameras, just no clothes, no budget, nothing. You just get on and you're on Star TV and things like that. I was hooked. The minute I said, hello, I'm standing in front of Orchha, whatever falls that I said, I was like, okay, I'm never leaving the camera, ever, right? Once coming back from university, I was on national television. I mean, that is adrenaline on a different level. So it was over,
Totally. And then it began with Everybody Says I'm Fine.
It began actually with something that I did for Doordarshan called Aaj Ki Nari.
Oh, yes.
I produced, acted in, and wrote, which was, now when I think about it, I was like, the audacity of youth. When you just go in and you present to these Doordarshan, powers that be, and you say, I will tell you what to do with your woman's hour, right? Like 22 years old, getting in there. I don't have the guts to do that now. I don't believe in myself. I need some of that back, So, and so that was like somewhat over 300 episodes. We did it for 2 years. It was a daily show. And then a year later or something, I burnt out. I had literally burnt out. And, I look back, I'd use these terms. In those days, you had no such terms of burnout and things like that. And so it's like, how can I get myself out of this show that I have created and I have done and whatever? How can I get myself out of this? I'm going to go to drama school. That's what I'm going to do. Right? So,
yes. And education, I mean, our parents, you can't argue with that. It's like, I'm going for specialty studies.
Yeah, I'm going to get, and at that point, my father was launching Aaj Tak as a 24-hour channel. I had been part of the TV industry. I understood it. And he said, come join me. And I said, bah, that's your dream, not mine. Stupid.
Yeah.
Regrets.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
I went to RADA and struggled.
Yeah. But that shaped you. It built the character that you are today. And again, this is creative at heart because, not only did you do films, there's your book, Clearly Invisible in Paris. And I think that wouldn't have been born if you didn't tap those creative juices early, right?
Probably.
Yes. What inspired you to write that book? And just, say, I'm also an author.
I am also an author, and I say this not lightly because writing a book takes a certain kind of discipline more than anything else. You can write, I've written short format for television, for, magazines and things. That's a different, I can write. There's no issue.
Yeah.
Writing a book, there is something, you have to see it to the end. And I was writing this book because it really, I felt I couldn't speak French. I was in Paris and I needed to have some creative outlet. I had a young child who had just moved so I couldn't just go off and, start auditioning again. My career was not where I wanted it to be. I'd given up doing On the Couch with Koel, which was a whole other conversation why Mummy's Dead is coming, because I don't know, maybe you're different, but no one spoke to me and I didn't speak to myself about what my plan would be after giving birth. Like what was going. I was flying high with my career. Everything was in its place. And I was like, I've been working since I was 21 years old. I will find it again. No, you don't. Right. You have to have a plan. You have to have what is your post-birth plan for your career. And I didn't. 100%. I was just like, la, 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 you know?
Yes.
And found myself in Paris, just like, okay, I'm doing bits, I'm creating work for myself, but it's not satisfying, it's not
Mm-hmm.
satisfying. And
Yeah.
my mind was all over the place. And writing is my ikigai, I think. It gives me
Yes.
that herav, that zen. When I write,
Yes.
all the chaos and the noise in my head just whoosh, it goes like that.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, and that's it.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah. And I feel like that paved way to your play. So Mummy's Dead, Long Live Mummy. When I see this title, I think of the title in Hindi. Mummy Mar Gayi. Mar gayi teri mummy. Right? Isn't that it?
it's so Punjabi, right? Mar gayi teri mummy. How many times a day do we hear this, our mothers saying it, right? And then we say it,
Yes.
we want to
Yes.
say it, we're all so educated,
Yes.
so anglicized, and how dare we say Mar
Yeah.
gayi teri mummy?
So that's exactly what I hear now, and I think that it just adds, just the perfect amount of darkness and comedy together. So
Yeah,
tell us
and
about this
thank you,
premise.
Kanika, for getting it,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
only like I think it's a North Indian thing that you
totally,
get,
totally,
like how
exactly.
others are chudele, chudele.
Yes, yes, and it just everything is compared to that marjama.
But it is
Yeah,
that. It is that,
it captures that so well. Oof.
it was meant to capture the relentless nature of motherhood. That,
Yeah,
and that's where the phrase comes from, "Mummy's dead, long live mummy." It's what they say for monarchs, and the monarchs who have dreamed of wearing these crowns on their heads. And when they wear it, they can't just say, okay, I want to hang up my crown now. And just the same way you can't say, okay, for one day, can I stop being mummy? And like, I don't want to do this. Mummy's dead, like, but you can't say long live mummy. So even when the monarch dies, the day that the monarch dies, it goes, the queen is dead, long live the king, because the role continues, right? It's that relentless nature of it. So I really wanted to feel, because that's the part of it that I find the toughest. I love being a mother. It's changed a lot of things for the positive in my life, like so many things. But it's this thing of there's no out, which
right.
kind of makes me feel mommy's dead, but long live mommy. Yes.
But yeah. She's
Sorry.
still in your corner forever. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, okay, take us back to the love story between you and your husband, because that's where it really begins, and you're settled in France, so
Love story. So funny, because doesn't that disappear very quickly out of the window when
I
you have
know.
a
It's
child,
true.
right?
It's true. Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're still good. We're still parenting and all those things, but it's nice to think about the love story. I met him in Delhi. He was an expat then. I was an actress in Bombay in those days. And he was dancing on a speaker in a gay party on a Sunday night. And it takes a very particular kind of person to be partying on Sunday night. And it was the night after Holi as well. Um,
Oh, wow.
in the basement of a Chinese restaurant in GK2. Okay, so that's like where I met him. It was like, how much more hardcore can you be? I have to find that party, like on a
Right,
Sunday.
right. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he plugged himself in, yeah.
And yeah, so I met him there, and he kind of made a beeline for me and stuff. And I was like, but aren't you gay? Because like everyone was
Yeah.
gay. It was, and these are people I've all grown up with. So the designer a lot. They've been my
Yeah.
childhood friends, and we were kind of like going nuts and stuff. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, you're cute. And if you can find my number and name, I'll go for a date with you, right?
Oh my gosh, like serendipity?
Yeah, and he did, because he knew I knew everyone there, and I was just
Yes. Oh, I
it was
love that you added this layer of mystery. It's
yeah.
like, if you want it bad enough, find me.
Yeah, but he did find me in 1 second,
Yeah.
So and then he
Yeah.
came back, and our first date was really boring, like awful, just so dull.
Okay.
He didn't really speak much, and I was just like, oh my God, like whatever, okay. And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, he kissed me, and the kiss was a really good kiss. And
Oh, so French.
I'll go back for this. And the
Okay.
next day, I was because I was back in. I used to live in Bombay in those days, but my some of my friends were still living in Delhi, and we lived in Vasant Vihar, and we used to go walk and talk and catch up, right? So I was catching up about the date and debriefing, like what happened and blah 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 blah. And we walked past this house in Vasant Vihar that we used to be crazy about because we've grown up there and things and stuff. And it's this house without any walls. It's like it's got no boundary, no gate. It's an old school, one of those Satish Gujral brick houses, just so stunning. And every time we walk past it, we're like, one day we want to go inside what it looks like and who lives here. And lo and behold,
Ooh.
the name outside that house is his. And I've just gone on a second date with him. And my friend goes,
Oh
"You
my
will not break up with him till we get inside that house." Okay.
Right.
This has been my childhood dream. So
That is so
yeah.
meant to be. Oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah, so fourth
wow.
date, I hosted a massive party in his house. And
Nice.
when, right? I was like, okay,
Yeah, yeah. Not only we in this house, we're taking it over.
all my friends need to see it. How do I get my friends to see it, right?
Right,
So,
right, right.
so we
Oh,
went to
that's
do that,
lovely.
right? And then that's it. And then, yeah, I'm with him still, which
Wow.
is
Wow,
cool.
wow.
17
Yeah,
years
it's
later. Yeah.
my goodness. That is a testament because I mean, after kids and just identity crises and all those things, marriage is put through the ringer. That is totally expected, and we've all been there.
And marriage is, I find, a very artificial institution. I will
Yeah.
not be counseling my daughter to get married unless she really feels the need. I think it's really important to have two people, whoever they may be, or a community to bring up a child, and a village to bring up a child.
Yes.
But apart from that, you can just date and be with each other for as long as it feels right. I really don't
Yeah.
need a piece of paper telling me I need to be with someone. Anyway, he doesn't agree
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
me.
But I know, I hear you. I hear that side. I hear you. Well, tell us, when you had Thara, of course, that's what gave way to this book, but then also the play, because you saw the humor in the toil,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, so I mean, and I do think that when you become a mother, it's so like all encompassing. You enter as the 2.0 version of yourself. It's a dimension that you can't even explain until you're in it and you're like, I'm forever changed now and I'm showing up in the world differently. And I know you feel that. So like what did, Thara's birth kind of do to you and how you were like, I have to like make sure I feel seen and be a beacon to others who feel the exact same way?
So I'm no beacon to anyone who feels the same way because sometimes I almost go, maybe I'm the only one who feels like this because everyone else is still waxing lyrical about how wonderful parenthood is and how wonderful
Yeah.
motherhood is.
No.
And it's,
You have your group. Believe me. Believe
yeah.
me. The real ones are like, I totally see what she's
And
doing here. I feel this.
you said how it changes you, but it also changes the way you receive the world. Like the same movies, I could not watch them without bawling my eyes out. Like I'm bawling my eyes out with Nirupa Roy, who normally I would go, shut up, like
Yeah.
you
Oh
change,
my
you receive
goodness.
the world, your heart changes, of course. And the thing is, I know that a lot of women have difficult pregnancies and whatever. I had an easy, wonderful, amazing pregnancy and a very botched up delivery. I had a very difficult time after that, not because I went into postpartum, but because of various reasons. And so for that, everything that I imagined motherhood to be went out of the window. It literally went out of the window. And then this thing that we have, and I was in Delhi, and this thing that we have in India of 40 days, you stay at home, you don't go out, and I had a natural birth. So like for me, I was 100% okay getting up, walking everywhere. But this idea, no, you infect yourself and infect the baby and some nonsense and whatever it is that you have, it really put me, I'm not a person who can sit still and not a person who can be alone. And that's where the loneliness and the solitary journey began. Because yes, there was a lot of people around me, and I was in Delhi surrounded by amazing support. I have an excellent partner, and just all of it. But those night feeds, those times that you're sitting alone and how your heart is changing in ways that you can't comprehend yet. Your body you don't recognize, you don't know who the hell you are, and you can't, no two people, even though motherhood is universal, no two people have the same journey to it. And that's why it's so lonely making, and it's such a solitary path that you walk on, and no one talks about that side of it. You're supposed to
Yeah.
just glow with this motherhood. Yes, I was glowing, but not in the way that people expected me to, and not in the way that I expected me to, because I had read all these books and none of them talked about the darkness and the loneliness and the sadness. They only talked about it if you were going through postpartum depression, or if it was
Right.
really like, the end of like an extreme. They weren't talking about it as in like normalizing it. And I feel it needs to be normalized, because it does. I just feel it does. That I didn't go through some kind of depression. I didn't go through some, I need to, not be with the baby, or I want to kill myself or do something. I didn't, but I struggled. I really struggled, and I continue to struggle with like lots of things.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think that it doesn't have to be at these extremes. It's just small little snippets to your day that you're like, this is challenging. And I have to like tackle it head on, And it happens all the time because you are responsible for someone else. And like, not only are you trying to fill your cup, you also have to tend to them because they're completely helpless. I spoke to a doula about this, where she said, human like babies are literally the only communication they have is crying. They can't stand up. They can't, even a fawn can stand up and then go to the mother and suckle. They literally are just a blob, completely beholden to you. And we have to give and give and give and give.
Can I just
I see that.
It's so funny that a line in my play is, because one of the mothers is, and we have no names for mothers because they're all mother of Jamal, mother of X, and mother of...
I love that. Yes.
Because you don't have an identity. Of course you don't.
Yeah, it's the invisible again. Yes.
It's invisible again. So she goes, mother of Jamal, your child is not a horse. It's not going to trot off the minute it's born. And you said the same thing, right?
Yes. You have to tend. Yeah, it's all about the tending.
You are so utterly uninvolved. And I was like,
yeah.
Other thing about motherhood that no one talks about, it's so boring. It's so boring. Those early days, the repetitive nature of it, the relentless. It was dull. It was dull, like watching paint dry, I can't see going, oh my God, she smiled. Oh my God, she farted. Like, oh my God, so pretty. Please.
It's so true. So much of that shit is so mind-numbing, and yes, it's so true. We're so much more. Our interests span so much more than just this. Tell us about the women in the play. I love that it's mom of, and you're in it, and you are a firecracker. There is a reel of you as a hijabi making a bong out of a bottle, which is so badass. I think that you really push the envelope in such a tasteful, funny way. Tell us about these women and how you characterize them all.
So there is a bit of every single mother that I know sprinkled in all these women, so it's very much rooted in reality. But I wanted to write this as a self-help book, but when I started writing it, I was like, oh my God, boring. So boring, comparing.
And trite and done already. It's been done.
Yeah. And then the writing or the story always dictates the medium. And in this case, it couldn't be TV. It couldn't be a book. It had to be theater, because there are people talking to God. There are people talking to audiences. There's monologue. There's just like this. You need the medium of theater to be doing this. And the minute it kind of went like that, it was like, okay, this is how it's going to be. And so you have these four mothers, and they're really in four different silos, but they're wearing the same outfit. We're all in these white overalls, which is kind of, it wasn't meant to be, but it kind of feels like prison. But that was not what the intention was.
Oh
But
my goodness. Oof.
it feels like that. And we're absolutely different. So I am mother of Jamal and whatever. And the play starts with my child having been abused, because it starts with a game. We grew up with that oranges and lemons sold for a penny. And this was changed around in the play. It starts with monkeys and brownies sold for a penny. All the ugly boys are so, and it's a racist attack, right?
Oh, shit. Okay.
And that's how the play starts. So it immediately sets up this high tension of mothers against each other and like in opposite silos. And there's the hijabi, pot smoking hijabi. There's the Bible bashing trad wife who's like, all your kind need to leave. They don't need to be here. There's the middle ground person who's dealing with her own shit because her daughter is a teenager about to have sex. And then there is a mother with a newborn baby who's in the throes of postpartum depression.
Oh.
She looks at this baby and she goes, I want to love you, and all I want to do is smash your head against the wall. And I thought I was really pushing the boundary there, but I wasn't, because the amount of times mothers have come to me at the end of our shows, and it really gives me chills now, because the amount of times they come to me and they said, I have never voiced this to anyone, but I wanted to suffocate my child. I walked away, but I wanted to suffocate. And I thought, because I didn't go through that. I researched it.
Right.
I didn't go through that.
Yeah.
So I thought I was writing from a writer's perspective. But beautiful, strong, wonderful, successful, intelligent women came to me after the end of the play and said, thank you for allowing us permission to be able to voice these things that we went through.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
And had I written the book, I think I would have self-censored. There would have been some kind of resolution to the issue. And because it's fiction, because it's a play, I can say anything.
Yes.
Right? I can,
absolutely.
And that's the point. Giving women the permission and the platform, allowing them to say, I am not okay. It's okay to say I am not okay.
Yes, and that permission. This is what you're providing through this play, and people are going to take a sigh of relief seeing it on stage.
And humor, I think, always hits harder than if you just lecture people.
Yes, absolutely. It's so much more thought-provoking and provocative, and it makes you think.
It's very I know.
Humor's the only way you can get through it. Oh my goodness. Because when you have meltdowns, whether it's you or your child, it's over the stupidest shit. But if you can laugh about it later, it's like, okay. Yeah, I wanted to just touch on like the beats in the play, and I want to bring it back around to when you actually, got a chance to train with the Nasiruddin Shah. So there was an interview that I listened to of yours where, he told you to take a pause in an audition, right? And I think that those pauses are so necessary and palpable in their own way. You played Desdemona and Othello, right? So like you are Shakespearean in your repertoire, which is incredible. Tell us about those beats in this play. We want to watch it, but if you can just give us a little glimpse at like this part is going to make you think. This is when, it was end scene.
So the play opens with no pauses. Once we've had our cat fight about the kid we all go retreat into these silos. And then it's a word play. It's like a relay. One person goes, who am I, for instance, right in the first line. If my Twinkies tell the truth, then who am I to judge them? And I go, drinking my bottle of wine. I'm like, don't judge me. I'm not judging you. And it's like wordplay, and it goes from one mother to another. And the reason for that is that the same word the mothers have the same language but it's hits differently. That it's we're going through the same thing, we're going through the same beats, but they're not the same journey. No two mothers have the same journey, right? So it is that. And so the first half of the play is the opposite of a pause or being still. It is literally the chaos of a mother's mind. So you get in there and the audience is like, their heads turn like that because it's like you're watching a tennis. You don't know where to look. And it's kind of like a slice of what does a mother's mind actually look like? The chaos that exists in there. So in the middle of a speech, I'll suddenly go, oh, note to self, I need to do blah, 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 blah. And then, Jamal, get off the swing right now. There'll be no time. I'm telling you, a neurodivergent child, no, listen, oh gosh, I forgot to, oh God. That's how the play is. It's completely at that rhythm.
Oh my goodness.
Because of Shakespeare and because of Nasiruddin Shah and because of Radha and because of my training. But this is the opposite of that taking a breath. It's like there is no time to take a breath because otherwise the kid is going, it's like that.
Right. Ooh, it captures the sentiment so perfectly.
And then you breathe. Then the play stops for a second and it breathes and it, you have your moments of complete just what happens when you support each other? What happens when the noise calms down? What happens when you're able to say, Mommy's dead, right? What happens then? So those are so there is no resolution because it isn't. It's like mommy amnesia kicks in at some point. You forget the previous phase and, you move on. Which is why one of the reasons I think this myth and this glorification of motherhood continues, one of the reasons is mommy amnesia, because people forget, we forget what it was like I don't remember what it was like to change a diaper anymore.
Right. You have these rose-colored glasses and you just think of this cute cherub and you're like, we'll give it a go again.
Why? Right.
Yeah, it's definitely an amnesia. Tell us now how the reception has been, because it's been electric for the audience to be a part of. And, I would say the new vagina monologues.
Thank you.
For moms.
It's absolutely. The intention is that I want it to get beyond the stage. I want it to become a conversation. I want it to become a movement. And really quite early on, it became that. We performed in Rangashankara, sold out audience, and it was actually a matinee show where there's I think it's 450-seater. And, Rangashankara is very special. It's one of those mythological places to play in almost, right? Yeah. Iconic venues kind of thing. Like you're like, I touched Rangashankara. Wow.
Yeah.
Actors is like, thank you, God, you're blessing me, right? So we were in Rangashankara and 4 of us, and literally 10 minutes or 15 minutes into the play, and it's a short and fast play, it's an hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes even, right? It's very fast. Okay. The audience started completing our sentences. They started leaning in and and it's not an interactive play. It really isn't.
Right.
But they felt comfortable enough, or they felt so present in what we were, talking about, that they started shouting things. Yes, more wine. Yes, do it. No. They were talking, and I was like, wow.
Oh, cool.
And then it became like a jugalbandi, where we started feeding off them, they started feeding off us, and it was
my goodness.
They were allowed and we were allowed to speak our mind, and we lost our way somewhere. In fact, just us as actors, because suddenly the script was going all over the place because people were so we lost our way. But because I work with a phenomenal group of women, we literally looked at each other and we were able to go, okay, let's pick it up back from here, and
right.
It was seamless to the people on the outside, but on the inside we were like, where the fuck are we in this play?
Where are we going? That speaks to all of your expertise and training. My gosh. And, you know, we have Ira Dubé in common. I remember her from my CNN days. Was she plugged into the play as well? Or
She was
advocate?
a goddess, right? So she was the producer in India for the play, for the Indian tour. And my God, I miss her. Every part of me is missing her for the Edinburgh run because I have to kind of self produce this right now. And, you
Oh,
know, because she's not here, I have a good team and stuff, but I don't have Ira. I miss her. I miss her for this Edinburgh run because she was phenomenal, the way that she put it all together. It was really like a dream run. For me, this play has been cathartic, really
yeah.
cathartic, like performing it, writing it, but also being with these women. When I wrote the play, my child was much younger and I was literally, you know, living the life of the character I play. At that moment, it was very true. But since then, because now the play is like, you know, been a few years, since then, my child has moved into being a teenager. So I am now looking at the other character. And when she stands there with a condom and a cucumber doing this sex ed video, I'm like, earlier I wrote it because it's so funny and great. And now I'm just like, this is horrible. I don't know why I wrote this. I don't want to be doing this. Why are we even talking about this? Like, stop, right? I moved into, and rehearsals are just so therapeutic because we're all women and mothers and we come in there with our baggage of like, you know what my school said today and they won't take her in this class or this is what happened and she doesn't have any friends or someone's coming in with something and we come in with this baggage and then we go.
Wow. I mean, that is the best collective and village to have. They understand you on so many more levels.
I heard it in one of your podcasts where it said that we are doing this generation of women. We're doing it wrong. Like the reason that I think mothers, they weren't lying to us. I think it was true for them that motherhood was absolutely glorious because they had all these people who looked after this child. There was the
Totally.
masi and the auntie and the caretaker.
Daddy and everybody. Yeah.
Everyone just kind of, it wasn't your responsibility. The pressure was different. We don't have that community now. No matter how much we say, no matter how much we live in society, we don't. We live in silos. We live our very individual lives and we
Right.
need community. It's not how motherhood is meant to be.
100%. Yeah. And I think that's what's fueling our mental health crisis, if you will, because it's not tenable. How are we supposed to like knock this out of the park and, you know, own our own strengths and ambitions and identity and then, you know, contribute to the economy and workforce? How are we supposed to do all of them amazingly well within 24 hours a day? It's just not possible. You need to have those in your corner picking up the slack at times, and it's the only way it works.
Yeah, you know, it's also,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a person of man versus woman,
Yeah, same.
at all. I'm not that kind of feminist at all. I'm very much about equal rights and equality doesn't have to be the same. But at the same time, it is a man's world we live in, and it really pisses me off. And it's never pissed me off more. And I have a good partner, right? I have a partner who
Right.
steps up. But even that, you watch from the sidelines as mediocre men lead this world. We have 89% or something, and I'm not good with statistics, but I think it's 89% of men are in leadership roles as opposed to women. And they are so mediocre, like
Right.
across the board. You go to,
Yes.
you know, and when you meet a woman who is of that managerial level or a CEO or someone, you are blown away how impressive she is. This
Right.
is, I'm not saying something new or something controversial. These are facts. You know them.
Absolutely.
That when a
Yes.
woman shows up, the way she shows up, she can do this to a man, right? And then
Yes.
why are men in these leadership roles? They are so goddamn mediocre. And it's because the bulk of parenting, the bulk of the household responsibility lies on the women. And we're talking about 2026. How is this
Yeah.
possible? Really pisses me off.
I know.
That
I know.
where
We
would we
haven't come
be
far enough.
today if this was a genuinely shared responsibility, not just on paper, not just in, oh, I have a good husband, he looks after the kids sometimes. No,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that
No, absolutely. It's just, yeah,
was my outburst
we're
of,
not set up to succeed in that way. Now, where are you off to with Edinburgh and just all the next milestones that this play and your work is going to take you?
So the big hope for right now, it's only Edinburgh Fringe, because it is really, it's over 3,000 plays at any given moment at the Fringe Festival. It is the biggest festival. It's one of the most prestigious ones, but getting bums on seats is a real challenge, right? But this
Yes.
is
Mm-hmm.
also where it comes in, where you perform to two people sometimes. Sometimes you perform to a sold out house. And this is the real job of an actor, right? I love it. I love the idea of it. It scares me, but I love it. A lot of amazing shows have been picked up from there, like Baby Reindeer got made into a TV series that we know is from Edinburgh. Fleabag was discovered in Edinburgh. So my hope for this is it doesn't lend itself necessarily to TV, but what I want is I want a longer run. I want to run in a proper theatre in London, in New York, across the world. I want it to go beyond stage. I want it to become a movement. Like you said, it is the vagina monologues of motherhood. And Edinburgh is the perfect platform to take it there. And so I'm putting it out there. I'm manifesting this. Take us to the next level.
Yes, we will. We will. And if there's one thing about moms is that we can organize and galvanize like nobody else.
Like nobody else.
So we've got you. We've got you. I am so excited to see this play take over. Yeah, I love asking my guests their mom sense moment. And by that, I mean a time that you really, really trusted your intuition when it comes to Tara and just being a mom now.
So many times, as you say, it happens on, every day, every minute basis. But one of the big ones was really pushing her to be a horse rider. Today, that is the be all end all of her life, right? She lives in horses, she rides. But I remember I used to be a rider, and I remember the first few times and the lessons she used to go to, she was old till about 5 or 6. She was crying, I don't want to do it now. And with any sport, you have to push them beyond a point. And today, it's the only thing. Madam is up first thing in the morning, 4, is ready out of the house, getting out of the house, what it's like. Oh my God, right? But horse riding is everything for her, and it's changed her life. She's dirty, hey, she doesn't give a toss. She's 14. She doesn't care about makeup. She's not into TikTok. She's not into any of those things, because she lives and breathes horses. So for me, that's my greatest mom sense intuition.
Yes. That's so unique. I love that. I love that. And when you do visit New York, because I'm manifesting that, I have friends whose daughters are also equestrian. So Tara has friends. Yes. She'll have fun. We'll have fun. Yeah. Yes. Let's go into our rapid fire as we close out. I want to just revive what On the Couch with Koel was, because you have had so many dignitaries in the hot seat, from General Musharraf to Salman Rushdie, Salman Khan, Priyanka, like you name it. Tell us about off camera, which guest just really was refreshing. You were like, oh my goodness, I did not expect that with this person.
James Cameron.
Ooh.
Without, I don't even have to think about it.
Oh my gosh, what was he like?
He researched me, and he had 20 minutes before we finalized the interview, because his team had said no. And then he was at this conference in Delhi that I was at, and I crossed him on the escalator, and I was like, please, James. I was walking backwards. He was walking forward. And I was like, please, James, just give me 20 minutes. That's all I need. We're fully set up. We'll do it where you want. He looks at me, goes, what time? Okay, 4:00. Fine, we'll see you. And this was about maybe 2:00. And he had so many other things to do. But by the time he came on the couch, he knew that I was an actor. He knew that I'd been to RADA. He knew who, things about me, the movies I'd done. I went, what? Like, what? And
What
so
a
the flow
professional.
of the conversation went somewhere else, because then you talk
Mm,
on a different level. You're not just the interviewer,
yes.
you are talking. And he blew me away. Not just with that, that was obviously very flattering, but it was because it taught me how to show up in the world. If you
Mm,
do something, then do it with commitment. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't
yes.
go do the
Yes.
interview. Say, let you be, I don't have the time, I'm so sorry. But if you've
Right.
said yes to it, then take those 15 minutes and do your homework, or just the way you
Yeah.
no one gets the more I meet these, because I just did season 2 of Mobland with Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. And
Wow. Oh my
the
goodness.
way that they show up in the world, there are no surprises of why these people are where they are. It's because of the way they show up in the world. And that was a
Right.
very early, amazing lesson, because in India, we're very much about chalo,
Chalta hai,
ho
yeah.
jayega,
Yeah. Yeah.
chalta
Yeah.
hai, and all this. You will never get there. You will never get there unless you show up that way.
Exactly. Exactly. And that speaks to his curiosity and his humility,
And his
which, I mean,
professionalism.
yes, and his professionalism. Yes. He showed up ready and not on his high horse, like basically, yeah, just it's all about me. I love that. What is one word that you'd use to describe motherhood now?
Relentless. every time you think you're beyond one phase, a new one starts, right?
Right.
You're not there
Yes.
yet. You're not there in the teenage years
No,
yet.
I know. I'm bracing myself. I mean, I have my daughter Suhana and Christian Trey are my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the only one who really challenges me. So I know. And I wouldn't expect any less because I gave the same thing to my mom. So let's go. Let's get on this ride together.
I am still doing the same thing to my mom. Still.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I
I mean,
am still giving shit to my mom. Sorry.
yes. Ladaki.
Child, मर गई तेरी मम्मी. मर जानी.
Oh my goodness. Okay, your biggest joy now, because there is something very unabashed about being, again, in this season. I fucking love my 40s and 50s. I cannot wait. There's something so fun and like unmatched confidence. So, what's your biggest joy now?
Just being so myself. Like
Mm.
so myself, and watching my child be so herself.
Ooh,
I
yes.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like I did well just with that. There's so many things I fucked up on, right?
Right.
Like a mother like me, she's bound to be messed up. And I mean, there's years of therapy, okay? So many
Yeah.
things, right? So many things with rage and all those things, fine. But man, she is her own person. Nothing beats that for me. That gives me immense joy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Any parting advice for, especially the moms and dads who are tuning in? As parents, like,
Yeah.
we need to have,
Dads,
yeah.
come and watch my play. Okay. That's my parting advice. Come and watch my play, because you may think you're doing a great job. And I don't mean this as dads. I mean it as the secondary caretaker, if you're not the primary
Right.
caretaker. Because I have a lot of dad moms now,
Yeah.
basically. And for the moms, I really want to repeat this as often as I can, is it's okay not to be okay. It is so okay just to say, I am not okay. I don't have it together.
And where can we find you and follow your work and even go back through the archives and watch your videos? They're all there. I
Do
want
none
the
of
audience
this.
to really get
Do
to know
none
you.
of this. just think about booking a ticket and come to Edinburgh Fringe. Come and find me. I will take you out for a drink after. It's a super show. It's short. It's fun. It'll change your life. And if you're thinking about having a child, come and see my play. If you already have a child, this play is your Bible. Come.
Yeah, exactly. And we will link your socials and your website, koelpurie.com, and links to get tickets on the show. Thank you, Koel. You are a delight. I love that we've connected, and I'm wishing you so much success.
The biggest payoff
Yeah.
is connecting with we're going to be, like you say, fast friends. And adult friendships are so yummy and you have the liberty of choosing, and it's just not you literally go out there and you go, I want to be your friend.
Yes. Exactly. Despite the time, despite the obligations, that means that it's like, yes, we're really making this happen.
Despite all those things, who cares, right? Yes. Who cares? I'm never going to be in touch with you, but I'm your friend for life now. And when we meet, oh my God, are we going to have...
Oh, I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. Balls to the walls. Love you, Koel. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I'm bringing my play to New York, manifesting it now.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's happening. Carnegie Hall, watch out. Thanks for listening to this episode of That's Total Mom Sense. You can listen to the audio version wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for That's Total Mom Sense. You can learn more about my guests by logging on to www.thatstotalmomsense.com. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'm most active on social media. My handle is @KanikaChadda-Gupta. And if you have ideas for show topics or guests you can't wait to have on the show, write to me at thatstotalmomsense@gmail.com. And lastly, please rate, review, and subscribe to That's Total Mom Sense if you haven't already. Thanks for being in my tribe.